Howdy gang. We're going to take a look at Surviving Mars Relaunched. To start out, you have several choices. Primarily pick who your mission sponsor is, and then some other little goodies. This will largely be just a demo, so we're going to turn on all of the cheats to make it fast and easy. And we'll go with IMM as our mission sponsor, because that's frankly the easiest. And turn off any mysteries. But all these settings can be played with, and they all have a different impact on your gameplay. The mysteries specifically start up an in-game mission at a certain time period that you either succeed at or it kills you. Game rules, we're going to turn on some cheaty type stuff. You can pick your starting loadout. Generally, I just go with whatever the sponsor provides and then import extra stuff as I need it. Then you pick a location. Each site has different altitude, different mean temperature, topography, etc. Different levels of resources and different threats. The threats have all been turned off on this, so that's not relevant. So we'll just pick a spot. Right here. And with that out of the way...
Welcome to Mars.
A rocket has arrived.
So we've landed, and probably a good first step is get the lay of the land and figure out where it's going to be best for us to park our colony. Some resources can be harvested by drones and what have you. Others need actual people to harvest. So it's a good idea to have a look around and see what's available. Do this by scanning sectors. So let's mark a few. Because of the cheat settings, these will go fast. If you're playing the real game without the cheats and you want to speed it up, you can always build some sensor towers. These would normally take resources, but again, because cheating, they're free.
Has stopped working.
They do need power, though, and that's where this solar panel comes into play. Helping friendly drone has just completed it, and we get a big boost to our scanning speed. %400 on the tile that the sensor's built in, and less as you go further out, and then you go far enough out, they just stop working. To speed this up, we're going to fill the map with these sensor towers and really get a good look at what's around. Meanwhile, we'll start doing some research. Again, it'll be much faster because cheating. Whole tech tree is unlocked. Again, cheat code. And we can build everything already, so, you know, the research doesn't matter as much, but it's good to get in these habits. The colony generates research every day. Because of the cheating, I get 3.3K a day. Your typical values are going to be much lower, anywhere from 0 to maybe 300 starting out. And then certain techs you can research improve that, and manned buildings that you can make can also provide research as the workers research things. But for now, sensor towers. And actually, we're gonna make it so we don't have to power these things. And with them all placed, we're going to send our drone commander and his little helpful friendly drones out to get to work. But he doesn't need all of these guys, so we're going to leave most of them here with the rocket. Everything that controls drones has a radius of control. The command center is the biggest. Rocket's about the size of the command center, and RC commanders are smaller but mobile. While that happens, we'll get started getting some resources. Not necessary, but good form. Pretty much everything you build takes concrete. You get concrete from these big yellow deposits.
Scanned.
Just got a milestone completed. Milestones are the score in this game. And they also provide research. And if you've gotten the appropriate perks, they can give you extra goodies as well. But we'll go ahead and get this map looked at and move on to the next steps.
Sector scan.
This is a huge concrete deposit. They typically don't have 2,000 concrete. So we built a ton of storage for the concrete. Those are a little too far out of range.
Sector scan.
Anything outside of your drone command range, your drones can't reach unless you micromanage them. So this will spit out concrete and also waste rock. And we will store both.
A building has stopped working.
And I forgot to send a drone out there. That's great.
Sector scan. Anomaly found.
Okay, now we have a drone and we can do drone things. While scanning, we found a couple of anomalies and some other goodies. These can be researched by your RC Explorer. These provide little bonus events. This kind unlocks more things to research in your tech tree. There's a few other types, but we haven't discovered them yet. But already we've discovered a vista. Vistas are nicer places to look at, and it makes good sense to park your colonies on top of vistas when possible, because it gives a good bonus to housing comfort, and that's important.
Anomaly found.
So now our map is very nearly scanned completely. You wouldn't typically go this far before starting out, but we have some cheats on so we can scan quickly. And you can see most of what's available on the map. We're going to let this finish out and then do some research to let us deep scan, which gives us a deeper look into the lay of the land and the extra resources that are hidden there. And it's also a good time to touch on the newest thing they added to this game, the legal system. So while we wait for scanning to complete, we will check out the legal system.
Anomaly found.
So your colony itself is made up of several factions. The main one that you picked on the start screen, plus a random assortment of a few others. I think it's your sponsor faction plus the sponsor factions of the other three random teams that went to Mars, but I could be wrong about that. And each one has different wants and needs, and if you satisfy those needs, they will like you more and be content, and if you ignore them, they get kind of fussy. Like right now, my sponsor is unhappy because of the cheating.
Fabo, back with you lovely listeners riding the sound waves right into tomorrow and beyond. Here's another science update. Martians are better looking than Earthlings. You say, a no-brainer, right? You know, without all that gravity dragging our faces down, we have a lot more to smile about. This is Futuristic Fabrizio, and you're listening to Revelation Radio.
But as you get started, you'll have a few options for different laws you can enact, and they give certain bonuses. The one I like the best is this sponsor relations thing for milestones. And as you get different milestones, like, be the first team on Mars to find water, be the first team on Mars to launch a rocket from the surface of Mars. Those are milestones. And if you get there first, you get the points for it. And you get some bonus research. And also, if you enact this piece of legislation here, you can get any number of extra goodies. So, like, for instance, you can make your rare metals exports worth a percentage more each time you tick off a milestone. You can get extra funding every time you tick off a milestone. Extra research. So normally the milestones provide some research, and if you enact the extra research on milestones, it gives you, obviously, extra research. If you see the green and red bars, that indicates kind of support for this stuff. So, for instance, everyone is very comfortable with the extra applicants reward for milestones. Meanwhile, the extra funding reward, you have a lot of resistance, and that probably will not succeed. We're going to have a look at extra exports, because that's what I usually take. And right now the vote probably will pass, since there's 9 votes for it and 7 against. But you can improve your odds by negotiating. And you agree to do some other stuff. And that'll get, the resistant parties on board with you. So if I research extractor amplification And if again, research extractor amplification. And if I build a dome, all of which are, you know, on the action item list, I'll get bonus support from these factions. And just because I promised to do this, they'll go ahead and vote my way. So you can always, like, renege on your deal. But we're going to go ahead and vote now, because we have real good support for extra exports.
Vote passed.
And there you go.
Anomaly found.
But we will need to follow through on our things, otherwise those factions will hate us and remember being lied to. And that shows up here in their sentiments. So Blue Sun is content, China's happy, Russia's happy. IMM is not happy with us, and they are our main sponsor, so we want to definitely keep those guys pleased. And the Project Utopia is our, not really sure what, but they tend to be the biggest voting bloc faction in these. And if you treat them badly long enough, they will vote against you, and they will repeal laws that you've passed, most of which have some sort of great bonus, so you want to try and keep them happy. And they can also turn into renegades and cause all sorts of trouble, so it's good to follow through on your promises.
Anomaly found.
And we'll go ahead and get the research aspect of that sorted. And to please IMM, we can also build a new advanced Sterling generator, which is free because of cheating. And they'll like it.
Sector scan. Faction promise kept.
Just like that.
Research complete.
So that's the first layer of the map fully scanned out. And this is most of what your map has to play with. Various surface deposits you can just drive a rover to and pick up, as well as all of the first tier of scanning's worth of metal deposits and vistas and anomalies and so forth. But we can research deep scanning. And deep scanning will let us take a second look at what's there on the map. And we'll come back after we finish deep scanning. Okay, our deep scanning pass is complete, and you can zip back and forth in the video. I didn't think to take a screenshot for comparison, but the deep scanning has revealed so much more stuff. Most notably on deep scanning, you're going to reveal, there's 2, deep deposits, and these are typically going to be richer than regular first pass scanning deposits you can find. But they take extra tech to, be able to exploit. So specifically, over So you'd need to research deep metal extraction to get at those deep metal deposits.
Hello, you are back with
There's a
futurist
similar deep water
graduates,
extraction
and here we have
tech
another level
that
for
lets you
our
get
listeners.
deep water
Creepy
deposits.
stuff like predictions and the psychics are so
And it
lost
also
in Earth's
reveals just
location in the
boatloads
solar
more
system and Earth's moon,
anomalies
this natural
and
world. We're Martians. Get over
research
it.
spots, so
Yes,
definitely worth
yes,
deep
very
scanning.
true, although there's nothing hippie about seeking the
But
truths
anywho,
that
this
lie
is
hidden in
the
future.
fully scanned map.
That's not hippie, that's fabulous. So, whether
I
you're
think I'll take
a
another
Terran
little
Virgo or a Martian Aries,
fast
Phobos
forward here
Deimos
and
are
show
traversing you, brother,
off
which
a
means it's a good day
fully
to
fleshed
cut
out
loose
intro
and
base,
enjoy life. You
and
know I
then
do.
call it a day.
All right, everybody, time for some more music.
So I've just about got my little demo starter Lobby base set up and ready to go. Each one has some housing, water and air supply, ample power, as well as various services that the colonists are going to need. Food, entertainment, what have you, as well as education for the youth of tomorrow, and advanced training for people who grow up here. Next step is going to be loading up with some intro colonists, and we'll go ahead and do that now. Normally, to start with, until you complete the founder phase, you can only pull 12 people onto your planet. And if they happen to die off, that's it. You game over. No one else wants to come to your colony because it's a death trap. Because of cheating, we have skipped the founder stage as just part of the cheat run. So we can get as many people here as we like until, they don't want to come here. If your colony is a death trap, no one will want to move there. So just be mindful of that. But this is the interface for bringing passengers in. Get all these people off. So these are the passengers that are on the ship. Currently there's 7. Currently there's 2. Now there's none. This is your applicant pool. And we're just going to shrink all this down because that makes things busy. Over here is your filter settings, and this is how you get the people you want in your colony. And to start off, we're going to look at age. You don't want children, you don't want seniors, because neither work, and you're not really set up for that right now. We're going to set this up age-wise to prefer younger people. And the sex option, we have no real preference. Perks. Each of these perks is a beneficial trait that your colonists can have. So like workaholic, for instance, they are more productive. We want that. Sexy, they are more apt to breed and breed more quickly. Genius, these people generate research just by standing around. So good to have. Saints interact with religious. So if you're playing a faction that has a lot of religious people, picking up a bunch of saints, they bless, well, everyone. But the religious people get like a big bonus from that. IMM's not, it's not very churchy, so we don't have to lean into that. Celebrities are famous people from Earth, and each day they're there, they generate extra funding, which can be kind of handy. But right now, we're just going to go with the big goodies and sexy and workaholic to preferentially pull people here. Let's go and have a look at quirks. Gurus teach people their perk if the people they're teaching have fewer than, I want to say, 2 perks. The guru will gift them something. So if you have a fitness guru and someone with no perks, there's a chance that fitness guru will turn that person into another fitness person. So anyway, that's the quirks and goodies picked. Hide all that. Flaws. Are different, detriments. So, for instance, glutton, they eat more. Gambler, they need to gamble at casinos a lot more often. They have a huge chance of just going berserk when their luck runs out at the slots. Some of these, the ones I'm highlighting, are eventually treatable, and they can be turned into a, it can go from a detriment to a benefit with the right technology and treatment. Now these others that I am blue barring, those are untreatable, so once a colonist has that flaw, they're stuck with it. Generally speaking, until I have the tech to turn flaws into perks, I just go everyone's flawless. And I typically am going to take some other perks to enhance my colonist pool, and just go from there. But since we can bring multiple people, we're actually going to do several of these. We have 4 farms, so going to need 1 boat just full of farmers, and go. Next up, we need some support staff. Specifically, some officers and medics. And we have need of, 6 officers and 6 medics. And we have plenty enough flawless officers, but we ran short on medics. So we only have 2 flawless medics. So what we do is relax the constraints a little bit.
Hello and welcome back, my good listeners. Fabo here.
And allow in some, alcoholics. Well, no drunks.
Oh, no.
Some chronic conditions are okay.
You were thinking what I was thinking, but no, it's not rock magic. Well, yeah, maybe I guess it's a little like throwing the stones. Though it actually looks more like dominoes. Anyway, I'm going to use it to predict the future.
That almost gets us there.
As soon as I figure out how to translate the system to Martian spiritual
2 more.
artifacts. I think I should be reading these charts in the...
So we turn on some of these flaws that typically I skip out on. Idiot you want to avoid if you can, because idiots will just make... there's a chance that the building they're working in, or the building they visited, just breaks down. Because they're an idiot, and they break stuff. So, generally, you want to avoid those. Loners. Okay. And a whiner. That's all of our support staff, and their go. These buildings here and here and here make advanced resources. So advanced resources you don't just find on the ground. You have to import them or manufacture them yourself. But they allow building more advanced things. So like for instance, these wind turbines. To build a wind turbine, it takes 1 gear to build and half a gear to maintain when you're not cheating. Other stuff takes polymer or electronics or whatever, but these are best worked by engineers, and anybody can work any job unless you want to go ahead and set up some workforce restrictions. So we're going to do that. All the farms will only hire farmers. Polymer factories will only hire engineers. Ditto. Ditto. And because of cheating, our rockets have gotten here like immediately. Normally not the case. But they have 119 hours before they just run out of steam. So if you're not quite ready, they can sit in orbit for, a few days. We are not quite ready, but we have ample representation for all of our supports, our producers. Now we just need regular people. And you see our pool of regular people is 48. So we can afford to be a little more choosy. And now the pool of regular people has gone down to 26. Reasonable. And now we're just going to hit R2 and auto-fill these empty seats because we're just looking for warm bodies. Here's one. And 2. Gonna set things up so the support roles get filled early. This is it's a spire building. So some domes can support a central spire building. So all of these can support a spire because there's space for it. This mini dome can't, but the Trigon and Mega Trigon can. Barrel Dome can't. Capital City, when eventually you can build it, can support, I think, 3. And there's some breakthrough domes you could research that can also support multiple spirals, or multiple spires, so those are handy. But anywho, this spire reduces your water consumption, and I've got it set so it is the highest priority employer, but it will only hire people without any other skills. So this pulls them out of the marketplace to go to school and pulls them out of any recreational building that they would otherwise work at and forces them to go here. 4. We don't have enough people coming to support this. So we're going to turn off half of those work slots. And our rockets are landing, and we are getting colonists.
A rocket has arrived.
And we're gonna watch Donna. And Donna will bounce along and find herself a dome to live in, as well as a living structure to occupy and a job to start doing. And there she goes, with all of her buddies. And she probably very quickly takes a job in the medical post. Switch up the med post so that they only hire medics, and they all pull the medics fast. Security stations calm people down during times of disaster and also protect against renegades. We only got 6 security officers, so we're going to have to turn off the night shift in all the posts. But we turn up the priority in all the posts and also force all the posts to just hire officers. Your colonists, they tend to prefer being, in walking distance from their rocket shuttles, so the ones from here could have gone there or there. And they also could have gone here, but they're going to prefer one of the closer ones. And if the closer ones are too full, they'll go to something a little more distant, but they won't go to a dome over here. I mean, maybe they will, but they're going to suffocate, so you don't want them to do that. Turn the priority up on all these rockets, because they are carrying a ton of food. We're actually going to use our RC transport to help unload them because they kind of in the way. So the bouncing icon over top of these places indicates that the grocer has no employees during the current shift. Ditto diner. We pulled 12 farmers. Set this to high priority. Lather, rinse, repeat. So this way we don't have one farm hogging up all the farmers. And once a farm is staffed, we can start planting. And we pulled 12 engineers, so Just unlock 4 slots per engineering worksite. And I could land one of these guys right here, but they've still got plenty of time left. I'll go ahead and do that. And I can just focus on unloading this rocket.
Heavy drone workload. A rocket has arrived. Mission goal completed. New colonists have arrived.
Okay, this rocket is empty. And we're going to send it home. You out of the way. Land you. And right now the folks are just spread out everywhere.
A rocket has arrived. Funding received. New.
Funding received, you'll enjoy hearing that, but that is what I got paid for shipping home 30 rare materials. And right now we're not too worried about it because of cheating. One of the options we select, I selected at the start, lets me make the first universal depot I deposit, I put down, be an infinity deposit. So it starts off with 30 of everything, and every day it refills to 30. This is going to completely cripple your score. I don't even think you can get trophies if you have this thing, but it's kind of a fun crutch starting off because you're never going to run out of everything. And it makes production sites like machine factories, farms, whatever, kind of meaningless. But it looks like each one of our farms is ready to go.
Council session open.
So we're going to go ahead and tell them all. Plant some wheat. And plant some wheat next. And to improve the soil quality and yields later on, plant some soybeans. We are having a little bit of trouble here because we are consuming more water than we're producing. So we can ship one of these rockets home. This one. And it's still loaded with food, but we're just gonna waste it. And we're going to pull some more general workers. And that should be enough. But anyhow, this is Surviving Mars. I enjoyed a great deal. It's basically just building glass clocks on Mars. And, you know, there's... Where is it? Kind of a score you can go for if you want to go for a score. I generally just play for funsies. There's a ton more of stuff to do here. There is the... Where are you? There you are. There's the underground to explore. There's stuff happening in outer space. You can go and hop onto asteroids and harvest them for resources. Bunch of goodies. There is trading and fighting and sharing and hating with other factions. But I think probably shown enough, and I'm sure this is just about long enough. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this. It's worth a playthrough. I dig it the most. Anyhow, happy holidays, gang. Cough, 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 cough. Cough, cough, cough. Make sure we're still in comms. Still in comms. GG, buddy.